I'm happy. Okay.
Just wait for confirmation. Brilliant, excellent. Thank you very much, Chris. So, welcome to this licensing panel, which is an application for a variation of premises license under the Licensing Act 2003 for the Lord of Wine, 33 Western Road, Hove. Can I ask for nominations for chair, please?
Could I nominate Councillor Pickett as chair, please?
Is that seconded by yourself, Councillor Parrott?
Seconded.
Thank you very much. Over to you then, Councillor Pickett, for chair meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you and good morning to everybody. First, we need to go through some procedural business. Are there any declarations of substitutes? No. Are there any declarations of interest? Nope. There are no non-public items on this agenda, therefore we will not be excluding the press and public for any item today. We are being webcast, so everything is in open session. This is an application for a variation of a premises licence for Lord of Wine, 33 Western Road, Brighton. Before we begin, can I ask everyone to introduce themselves, starting with the panel.
Good morning, I'm Councillor Alison Thompson, Labour Councillor for Regency Ward and member of the Licensing Committee.
Good morning, I am Councillor Sam Parrott. I am the Councillor for Westbourne and Poets Corner and a member of the Licensing Panel.
And I am Councillor Kerry Pickett, Councillor for Preston Park Ward. Can I now ask Sussex Police to introduce themselves?
Hello, I'm Claire Abdelkader, Sussex Police Licensing Officer.
Thank you, Claire. Sarah Cornell.
Good morning, I'm Sarah Cornell and I'm the Licensing Officer presenting this application.
And Donna Linsdale.
Good morning, Donna Linsdale, Licensing Officer submitting the representation on behalf of the Licensing Authority.
Thank you, Donna. And Erkut, could you introduce yourself, please?
I'm Erkut Ogut. I'm owner of the Lord of Wine of License, which is I applied for council to extend my hours.
Thank you. Can I just ask that you all please ensure that your microphone is on when speaking, and if possible, your camera, as it's nice to see people face to face. Please turn your mic off and your camera as well when not speaking. Thank you. I'll now hand over to Licence Officer Sarah Cornell. Oh, sorry, Rebecca, do you have a question?
No, it's just to introduce myself. I'm Rebecca Siddell, legal
Rebecca,
advisor to the panel. No worries, no worries. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I'll now hand over to Licence Officer Sarah Cornell to introduce the application.
Good morning, everybody. So this is an application for a new premises licence for the Lord of Wine, 33 Western Road, Hove. And the application is to extend alcohol hours for off sales from the current time of 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. Sunday to Thursday and 4 a.m. Friday and Saturday. 2 representations were received from Sussex Police and the licensing team on the grounds of the prevention of crime and disorder, the prevention of public nuisance, and the premises location within the cumulative impact area. The representations can be found from page 37 of the agenda, with additional information submitted from the licensing authority in a separate addendum to the papers last week. As mentioned, this premises is situated in the city's cumulative impact area. The special policy for cumulative impact states that applications for new licences will be refused following relevant representations. This also includes for variations. The applicant can rebut this presumption of refusal if they can show that their application will have no negative cumulative impact on licensing objectives. The Council's statement of licensing policy goes on to say that this special policy is not absolute. Upon receipt of a relevant representation, the licensing authority will always consider the circumstances of each case and whether there are exceptional circumstances to justify departing from its special policy. If an application is unlikely to add to the cumulative impact of the area, it may be granted. The onus is on the applicant to demonstrate exceptional circumstances and satisfy the panel that they will not impact negatively on the cumulative impact zone. The panel will also be aware of the matrix approach to licensing decisions found within the Statement of Licensing Policy and page 12 of today's agenda. This includes a table with provisions for a terminal hour for licensed activities for all classes of licensed premises in a particular area, recognising the diverse operations and different risks presented by those premises. The matrix states off licences should not be granted in the CIZ. However, this policy is not absolute and each application must be given individual consideration on its own merits. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Can we now have Claire Abdulkader from Sussex Police to make your representation?
Ooh, just need to check if anybody's got any questions of me.
I do apologise, Sarah. Do any members of the panel have any questions for Sarah?
No.
No?
Not at this stage, no, thank you.
Councillor Parrott? No? Okay, thank you. Erkut, do you have any questions for Sarah?
Not now. Maybe I would like to speak end of the conversation. Conversations.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sussex Police, Claire, do you have any questions? No. Okay, thank you. Can we now have Claire Abdulkader from Sussex Police to make your representation?
Yes, thank you, Chair. So as mentioned, this is an application for a variation of the premises licence for the Lord of Wine, 33 Western Road, Hove. This premises is located within the cumulative impact area as defined by the Brighton and Hove City Council Statement of Licensing Policy. The application seeks to amend the licence by extending the hours for the sale of alcohol off the premises from the current timings of 7 till 2300 every day to 3 AM Sunday to Thursday and 4 AM Friday to Saturday. The applicant did not pre-consult with Sussex Police, and we do not believe they offer any unique reasons why their application would be an exception to policy or why the Statement of Licensing Policy matrix should be departed from. They do not make mention of the special policy, cumulative impact, or the Statement of Licensing Policy within their application, and it's not felt that anything they've provided fully addresses local concerns or shows that their application will have no negative cumulative impact. The current licence has some conditions on it already around CCTV, staff training, challenge 25, no beers and ciders above 6%, but these are not the current preferred wording and not of the standard that Sussex Police would expect in 2025. One of my colleagues, PC Bernasconi, carried out a full licensing check on the 4th of June following us receiving this application to check in with the applicant and see how things were going. He found that largely the current premises licence conditions were being adhered to, but with some improvements needing to be made around the following. So one page of Part A was on display rather than Part B. The staff member present couldn't operate the CCTV. Training was consistent, but recent training hadn't been recorded. And the refusal book had been regularly used up until December 24, but then steeply dropped off, and the staff member present couldn't explain this. I believe that the applicant responded directly to the local authority officer, Donna Linsdale, about her findings, as she also carried out a visit, and there was some crossover between the police and local authority findings. I believe explanations were given for all the police raised points, but I believe Donna will go into this in more detail. The applicant did offer some additional information under Section M of their application, and some of the proposed considerations that they put could be translated into conditions, e.g. SIA security provision. These are welcomed, but they did not take fully into account the nature of the area or the additional late night hours that the applicant wishes to have. The addition of the sale of alcohol off the premises brings new risks and challenges which do not appear to have been taken into consideration by the operator. Also, while conditions can go some way to reduce incidents occurring and being managed within the premises itself, there are no conditions that can address the risks around off sales, particularly into the early hours of the morning, and what happens once customers leave the premises and take their alcohol elsewhere. Sussex Police additionally note that there is a proliferation of off licences within the cumulative area, particularly around where Lord of the Wine sits on Western Road, and that any additional premises, licensable activity or hours where alcohol is available for sale off the premises will add to the negative existing cumulative impact. While Sussex Police acknowledge that the policy is not absolute, we do not believe that anything has been offered by the applicant that would constitute exceptional circumstances. We recognise that other recent applications for off sales have been granted within the cumulative impact area, but these had distinct additional or exceptional offerings which very much limited and controlled what was on offer for sale. This included things such as limited hours, all alcohol behind perspex, so there's no self-selection or opportunity for theft, SIA security at all times the premises is open, limited or specialist offerings, e.g. wine from a certain geographical region. This is not a tick list for an applicant to check off, but it illustrates the vast difference between this application where very little is offered and what is lacking compared to other applications that have been received and considered by the panel. When reviewing an application, consideration is taken regarding the premises location and to establish if the area presents problems relating to crime and disorder. Sussex Police believe that Weston Road, particularly the surrounding area of the Lord of Wine, falls within this area of concern. There are regular incidents occurring within the locality requiring police attendance. And it's an area that attracts street drinking as well as other offences. And while these incidents are spread throughout the day and into the early hours, they could have an impact on the type of business that we're considering today. Police licensing use their own recording system for incidents in licensed premises and the surround, and stats have been produced recording this. Looking at the 12 months between the 8th of July 2024 and the 7th of July 2025, within a 0.2 mile radius, that's about 400 metres, there were 3,157 recorded incidents. So this covers an area roughly between Palmyra Square and Montpellier Road, so just past Waitrose, up to St Answell Garden and down to Kingsway in the seafront. Of those 3,157 recorded incidents, there were 818 recorded crimes. The top 3 crime types that we recorded were violence against the person with 243 crimes, that's 30%. Theft of 206 crimes, that's 25%, and arson and criminal damage, 85, which made up 10% of the crimes. And it's worth noting there was a peak in crime between midnight and 1 throughout the week, with that time on Tuesday, Wednesday and Saturday being the highest for crime. At the weekend, so that's Friday night up to the early hours of Monday, violence against the person continues to be the top crime type at 31%. And I think these stats provide real evidence of the risk to potential crime and disorder, particularly against persons in this area. Again, a peak was seen between midnight and 1 on a Friday into Saturday. The type of business we're considering today, so a late night off licence, extending their hours till 3 and 4, would be affected by the types of crimes that we are seeing. Weston Road is one of the main arterial routes to the west of the city and attracts high foot traffic and vehicle movement year-round. It's often patrolled as part of Op Marble, which operates on a Friday and Saturday night to assist with police resourcing during the nighttime economy. Police therefore have concerns that another venue with alcohol to the late night hours in an area already saturated with licensed premises will add to the issues that Weston Road and the surrounding area already faces. So as I have demonstrated, this application has the potential risk of undermining the prevention of crime and disorder and public nuisance licensing objectives. Or contend that any licenses with additional licensable activity, particularly with hours till 3 and 4, has the potential to add to the existing negative cumulative impact. Under the Brighton and Hove Council special policy, the expectation is that operators will pay special attention when drawing up their operating schedule, and the burden of proof lays with the applicant to show that they will not add to any negative cumulative impact in an already problematic area, which, as we have seen, experiences high levels of crime. If this is not the case, then the application should be refused before following relevant representations. Sussex Police believe this application does not provide evidence to rebut the presumption of refusal in the CIZ and does not offer any exceptional circumstances. It's for these reasons that Sussex Police would ask you, the committee, to seriously consider refusing the variation in light of the crime and disorder statistics and the police concerns. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Does the panel have any questions for Sussex Police? You're muted.
Yeah, sorry, I just put my hand up waiting. Yeah, thank you. I wasn't sure if you were going to call me in case Councillor Parrott had questions. I just wanted to ask about the crime figures, Claire, because you've mentioned, obviously sort of the timings and the numbers. Is there a percentage of alcohol related, of these that are alcohol related? Is there a way of telling that?
There isn't a way of me really flagging them by alcohol, but I think the fact that 30% is violence against the person, especially 31% at the weekend, there is a high probability that they will be alcohol related.
Great, thank you. That's it. Thanks.
Councillor Parrott.
I was going to ask a very similar question, but I was also going to ask about age. Is there an age profile?
No, again, unfortunately, that isn't something that is made available in the data that I can access.
Okay.
Is that everything? Councillor Parrott, do you have another question? No. Okay. Can I ask if the applicant? Do you have a list of required conditions that you would like the applicant to agree to should we grant the licence? Because I know you were very unhappy about the wording that the applicant used. If they agreed to the wording that the police would agree to, would that change your mind?
No, I think the timings, the fact that no exceptional circumstances have been offered, we would really strongly ask you to refuse this application. So we don't feel that any conditions could manage that risk at this time.
Thank you, Claire. Any further questions from? Councillor Thompson.
Yeah, if I could just ask Claire another question. I mean, one of the things that sort of struck me, because one of the sort of, I don't know if it's an argument from the applicant, but the fact that there is an off licence further down the road that's open till really late. One of the things that sort of crossed my mind, which you can tell me could be completely wrong, is that there must be a sort of finite number of people who are going to go out at this time of night and buy booze, and if they're not buying from the competition down the road, they'll buy from our applicant type of thing. Do you feel that that's completely not true, and actually having more outlets will encourage more consumption?
Yes, arguably, I'm not sure which premises it is, but I would imagine that they were granted a long time ago, probably prior to the special policy being put in place. So it's hard to compare with something that would have been granted prior to the special policy. And obviously we're considering it under the special policy today. And yes, I would suggest that more options mean that more people might buy alcohol, and then there's just more places. Generally, if people find it closed, they're probably more likely to just go home and call it a night rather than buying more and carrying on. We just don't want to encourage people to be drinking and buying more alcohol until the early hours of the morning, and carrying on that problem.
And does this, because this is off sales, I mean, if it's not like it's in a closed venue, I mean, does that pose a specific problem of its own?
Yes, obviously, if people are heading home from a night out, buy more alcohol, then go and sit in a local place, sit on the beach. They're not controlled within a licensed premises. At least within a licensed premises, you have security, you have door staff, you have bar staff, you have people monitoring those people until they leave the premises while they're consuming that alcohol. This way, the alcohol is being sold and then could be consumed anywhere, and that could lead to further issues.
Okay, thank you. That's it. Thanks.
Any questions from the licensing authority? No.
Oh, sorry. No, thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Erkut, do you have any questions for Sussex Police?
Not now. I'll completely finish everything. End of the conversation. I'm waiting to end.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, bear with me. Can we now have Donna Linsdale from the Licensing Authority to make your representation?
Thank you. I make this representation on behalf of the Council's licensing team in their capacity as a responsible authority in relation to an application to vary a premises licence located at 33 Western Road, Hove. A copy of this representation can be seen on pages 40 to 42 of today's papers. The applicant has applied to extend the sale of alcohol to their current premises licence that has licence activity, that already has a licence and wish to extend it until 4 a.m. This representation is made as the team have concerns that the application could have a negative impact on the licensing objectives of prevention of crime and disorder and of prevention of public nuisance. I also refer to the special policy on community impact contained within the Council's Statement of Licensing Policy. This premises falls within the Licensing Authority's Community of Impact Area, CIZ, which is adopted to give greater power to the controlled number of licensed premises within the city centre. The special policy was introduced because the Licensing Authority determined that the concentration of licensed premises and the subsequent number of people drawn into the city centre is causing an exceptional problem of crime, disorder and public nuisance. The effect of this policy is that applications for variations of premises licence which are likely to add to the existing community of impact will be refused following relevant representations. The applicant can rebut this presumption of refusal if they can show that their variation application will have no negative impact on the licensing objectives, including the prevention of crime, disorder and public nuisance. On the 6th of June, I visited the premises to carry out a full licence inspection. Following the inspection on the 9th of June, I emailed the premises licence holder advising of the breaches of the current premises licence found. A copy of this email, Appendix A, can be seen on page 43 to 45. On the 23rd of June, I received a response to my email addressing the contents within and my representation. A copy can be seen in the attached addendum along with my reply. This response raised further concerns that the applicant has held the premises licence since 2018 and was unaware of the conditions attached to the existing licence. Guidance issued under Section 182 of the Licence Act, December 2023, states that paragraph 8.43 that applicants are expected to include positive proposals in their application on how they will manage any potential risks where specific policies apply in an area, for example, the community of impact zone. Applicants are also expected to demonstrate an understanding of how the policy impacts on their application, any measures they will take to mitigate the impact, and why they consider the application should be accepted into the policy. The licensee make this representation to uphold the statement of licensing policy. The policy is predicted on too much alcohol being available, and applications for new or various premises licenses will be refused unless the applicant can demonstrate exceptional circumstances. I do not believe the applicant has demonstrated that they are exceptional circumstances to justify departing from the policy, and also taking into consideration the breaches of the current premises licence. I therefore invite the licence panel to refuse this application. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Sorry, my mic was on. Any questions from the panel for Donna? No? Any questions from Sussex Police?
Oh, sorry, may I? Sorry.
Councillor Thompson.
Thank you. Thanks, Donna. I just sort of, I don't know. It's difficult. Urquhart has obviously done his best to try and answer all your questions. Has that helped you to sort of, have more confidence in the application or the applicant, or I mean, where do we sit?
Not really. Bearing in mind that the applicant has had the licence since 2018. There's not a lot of conditions on the licence. However, the main issues that concerned me was, or the main issue was regarding the training.
Yeah.
That, you know, he had stated that he felt it was miscommunication from both the licensing authority and the police why he was not doing the training. However, it was a condition on the license which clearly stated. Also, the refusal book, I do appreciate that he had to go away on short notice, but there was no refusal book for 2025 in the premises. And
have you seen one since?
No.
But you still haven't seen a refusals book for this year?
No.
Because she didn't, sorry about it, but because she didn't come again. And I prepared everything. And if she come again, she can see everything. Because I sent the email, by email, everything clearly. Because, sorry about it, I canceled your conversation, but I have to do something at the moment.
Okay.
It was emergency thing. I had to go to Turkey because of my wife had it.
I understand.
I explained the situation. You know, maybe it's not. I don't want to change everything, but I have to explain everything what happened, because when Donna arrived here, she already decided to refuse my application because of the maybe CIZ. Maybe this is a good thing.
That's,
I can't say anything.
Sorry, Urquhart, just to stop you there. This is not so. Donna doesn't refuse the application. We do. It's our decision. Okay. So, but she's just giving us information. So,
Urquhart, you can explain this further when you do your representation. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councillor Thompson,
could I ask? No, I haven't. Sorry. So the refusals book still hasn't been seen. What was could you go into a bit more detail about the CCTV, Donna, and just tell me what your thoughts are there? Because I know you've mentioned it, but.
So when I visited the premises, there was obviously CCTV, but there was no way of being able to check it was working or it's storing. The member of staff did inform me that the screen had been removed, and even if the screen was there, he wouldn't be able to show me that the CCTV could work because he didn't have access. He did get in touch with Urquhart, who then sent a picture by his to the staff member's phone to show me that the CCTV was working.
Okay.
But yes, so, and since then I have been sent pictures of the broken CCTV and a box with the new CCTV.
Oh, there's a new CCTV in place, is there?
Well, I haven't been back, but
no, but this is what we. Okay. Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Okay. Thanks, Donna.
Any further questions, Councillor Thompson?
Not from me, thanks.
Thank you. Councillor Parrott.
Yeah, Donna, I just wondered, what would you normally expect to see at this, for that period of time in a refusals book? Obviously, there is another kind of premises that's not dissimilar in the similar location. What would ordinarily, I'm not saying specifically, but ordinarily, what would you expect to see, roughly?
Well, for 2025, there was no refusals. There was no
ordinarily.
So, but the 2024 one, up until the end of December, there was quite a lot of refusals in there. However, one of the conditions also on the license states that every 4 weeks the DPS should sign, say he's reviewed it and had a look. Great. But that hadn't been done during the 24.
I mean, I guess what I was thinking was that road, particularly where there are lots of young people, it is a place to congregate for youngsters. So I'm surprised at the lack of refusals, I think was, So that's why I was asking what you would normally, what one might normally expect to see if you went in and investigated.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the refusal wouldn't just be for alcohol.
No, I'm sure.
It would be for vapes and things like that. And vapes are very, so there would be a lot.
You would expect to see a lot. Yeah, okay. That was my question. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a question also. I understand from your report that you had concerns over the amount of alcohol that was being sold in the shop. It was something like over a third. Can you explain this a bit further?
So obviously when the application came in, it said that it was mainly a grocery store, and it did have, you know, food and veg outside, and it did have, however, there was a lot of alcohol. So the whole one side of the shop, the longest side, was alcohol, and there was some more also. So although I appreciate the applicant is saying that, you know, that to extend the license, it will be to also provide other items to customers, because there was such a prominent display of alcohol. I sort of question what customers would be coming into the premises during those hours to buy. It's predominantly going to be for alcohol, and who these customers they're expecting to come. So is that going to be customers that are already, you know, highly intoxicated and then just buy more alcohol, maybe to go home or maybe to sit? Because there are obviously, you know, areas within Western Road where people can congregate and drink. So yes, there wasn't a lot of alcohol, I thought, for.
So Donna, do we know the current license, does it have any condition on it as to sort of percentages of the amount of alcohol that can be sold?
No.
No. Okay. Thank you. No further questions from me. Does then Sussex Police, do you have any questions for local authority?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Erkut, do you have any questions for Donna?
Not yet.
Okay. Thank you. In that case, I will now hand over to Erkut to make your representation. Thank you.
Firstly, sorry about that last conversation. And I just tried to explain everything quickly. I don't want to get your time. So I listen everything. My English not very well like you, but I'll try to explain everything. So as I told you, I had to go to Turkey because of the emergency. And normally I and my wife work in this shop, like a family business. And why we applied to this application, we made this application because of just economic situation, and everything is going to crazy. Everything was all right. Our shop, like a Corona after Corona, but everywhere's lot of license at the moment. The economy is not good. So why I try to extend my hours. Otherwise, normally I don't want to work like all night, blah blah, but just for economic situation. And why I tried this one, because of I'm the 33, number 33, and the number 36 next door is off license. They have a till 3 a.m. license, and the right hand side is number 24. They have till 5 to alcohol selling license, 5 a.m. morning. So I applied to this application. I did apply application. And the other thing, normally 8 years this business, and 5 times the police came and they checked everything. We hadn't got any problem here, and we didn't record any problem inside or outside the premises to the police or to directly the council. So all clearly business around my business. I can't say the otherwise, because I listened to Claire. She explained everything clearly, but also she didn't give the answer clearly about how many percentage about the alcohol problem or like age problem. That's another thing. So CCTV camera recording 28 days for us. We have 12 cameras inside the shop, few of them with the voice recording, all with the video recording as well. So few times happened problem outside, like a car accident or like a drop to people, and police came. I gave the all document, all video to the police every time clearly. They should be record these ones. And also we got the like a CCTV every single day. Recorded every single day and 28 days. All my phone, but before my Turkey emergency visit, the TV was broken because I tried to change my shop a little bit. I broken the TV. I couldn't buy the TV at the same time, so it's still in my basement. After that, when I come from Turkey, directly I went to the Curious and I bought the new one, and still in my shop at the moment, since like 10 days before, maybe 15 days before. And about my stuff couldn't show anything because we couldn't have the CCTV camera, the TV in the shop because they couldn't show anything. But when they speak with the Donna, I sent to suddenly the screenshot to my staff to show the Donna. Same time, like when they inside the shop, and 20 days before this day, I sent the screenshot. Also, I sent the screenshot to the Donna by email as well after that. And recording book, as I told you, the police came here few times, 2 or 3 times since we opened the shop, and they check everything. We recorded everything clearly. In this year, beginning of this year, you know, the refusal book, it has created the people, what they wear, what the male, female writing area is quite small. We put the new book, created a new book. So it's, as I told you, it was written like it's beginning of this year until the May, end of the May. But when before to go Turkey, I created because it was just one empty area. I tried to get the print out a new one from my house, created new one. It was my home. So when I went to Turkey quickly, I couldn't bring to my shop. And I agreed to the Donna and the Sarah about this conversation, this problem. They are right. But everything is inside the shop now. Also, we don't sell any cheap alcohol, and over than like 6% of the beer or cider in this shop. And we check every single people. We do everything clearly in this shop. So as I told you, this is my explanation. I would like to extend my hours. Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know about what's the maximum time about like a license. I applied as another shop. They have a 4 and 5 a.m. I tried to apply 3 and 4. So this is not clear maybe, but I wanted these times at the moment. So yeah, maybe I explained everything. And also one more thing, we use a security company, which is the Consec. We pay every week these guys. When any emergency, we can call them and they can come quickly. And I know if we extend hours, normally we need to the phone to call to them quickly. And don't talk to inside the shop when we're talking on the phone. We need the proper guard in the shop, inside the shop. Like if you want the long time hours, you need to keep the guard inside the shop. So I told to her, does the other shop has these guys? She said me, yes, they have. But when I check them every time. They don't have any guard like evening time. But I called the company. I got the quote from them. They sent to the email this morning. They sent to me. So I have how much they're gonna cost me. I have everything. If you can give the license, I'm gonna keep the proper guard inside my shop, the extending hours as well. So that's my explanation at the moment. If you can ask me anything else, I can answer your questions. Thank you so much. Sorry about the other conversation before.
Yeah, good.
I can't hear you. Sorry, Kerry. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Does the panel have any questions, starting with Councillor Thompson?
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Urquhart, for the information. I have a few questions for you. I mean, you've answered one of them, because one of the things that I was thinking was, you know, why are you applying now when you've been operating? I mean, you said 8 years, 7 or 8 years, whatever. But obviously, you're saying it's because of the economic situation. I have some questions about training, because you seem to sort of suggest that the problem was that the council and the police hadn't made it clear to you about the training. But you know, if somebody's been in business for quite a long time, I would say that the onus is almost on you to make sure that you've got the training in place. I wanted to ask about the refusals book, because I think you said that you suggested that actually, you know, you can't make, you know, you can't, you know, you shouldn't be making up entries. But the fact is, you know, we've been told that, you know, actually there was a really steep drop, you know, an unexpectedly steep drop. So I just wondered if you were able to explain that at all. Could you answer that question, and then I'll go on to my others.
Sorry, could you open your question again? Sorry, because of my English.
So, well, we haven't. Sorry.
Sorry
Okay.
about that.
We haven't.
Sorry.
No, don't worry. There's no need to apologise. The refusals book,
yeah.
we still haven't seen it, and I just wanted to ask you, like, how many are in it? Because at one point, I think you've said that obviously you're not going to make up entries just for the sake of it, but you know, there has been a steep decline that is unexplainable. So I just wanted to ask you what you think what's the refusals book looking like now, because nobody has seen it.
Can I show you quickly, if it's possible?
Sure.
I've got just a second. I need to leave this one here.
Oh, look at all that alcohol.
Firstly, this is our refusal book, the first page, which is written over there. I got this here. I gave the training to the people. They read this one, and
it's very difficult to read, Urquhart.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It was quick.
No. I don't need to read it. All I'm saying is it's fine. Don't worry.
Just a quick explanation. And this is our staff training since beginning of the businesses, and the other page as well.
That wasn't what I was asking for. I was asking for the 2025 refusals book.
It's coming
that no one has seen.
This is the all refusal book since beginning. But as I told you, in this area,
could you rather than Urquhart, let's make this simple. Could you just tell me how many? I mean, roughly, how many refusals have you had this year?
This year I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the one more over there, 10.
In 6 months, you've had 10, and then how many in the previous year?
Previous year, I'll show you. I'll check you. Sorry, I'll check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I mean, roughly. I don't know, dozens.
26, I think so. Oh, sorry, 26.
In the whole of 2024?
20, yes, 20. Yes, 26. But also one more thing, since 23rd of May,
I can't read that, I'm afraid.
The 25th of May, since 25th of May, we couldn't get any. So that's the thing. And
okay, all right, don't worry.
The last 1 year, I have been inside the shop. So I'm the owner of the shop, and all local people and all kids, they know me. So they know I refuse. No one tried to come to here, get the illegal thing or without ID. I think this is why we have the less situation. It's okay.
All right. Could I ask you another question? Sorry, I didn't fully understand. You said in an emergency you've got somebody to call, and you're thinking of getting a guard in the shop. What is this? A local private company that you use, or I don't know who?
The security means.
Yeah.
Consec Security Management.
Okay, and you have a contract with them, do you? And they come out quite quickly. Okay. Did you use them a lot in the past year?
Yeah, we used them since beginning of the business, like 8 years.
And have you had to call them out a lot?
No. I remember like 2 years ago, we had a lady was here, the staff, and the one of the guy, he wants to be contact with her, with try to get her number, blah blah. So few times we called this company for this situation, nothing else.
So you're planning to have a guard in the shop if we were to grant this license. What sort of hours are you planning to have a guard in the shop? Because isn't that quite expensive? I'm worried that your profits that you're going to make in extra hours are all going to go on paying for security.
Exactly, because they sent the email today and they say minimum 5 hours for the staff. If you want to stop inside the shop, it has to be minimum 5 hours. They don't do less than the 5 hours. So
so you're thinking of getting them in at sort of 10 o'clock at night, are you? And then they would stay till 3 in the weekdays, and then
minimum 5 hours means, I think so. They can get whole weeks, minimum 5 hours. So I can manage this one 12 or 11 to 3 or 11 to 4, like in normal hours to the extension hours. To keep here,
and you would have them there. You would have them there every day, 7 days a week, and then you would pay them for 5 hours a day.
Yeah, I have to, because if you can give like this, I have to, or maybe if I don't need to extend the continue to up till 4 a.m., I can close the shop 2 a.m. So that's all right.
But presumably if you've got a guard that you're contracted to employ for 5 hours and you get them to start at 11 p.m. because you're planning to stay up until 4, and then you shut at 2, you're going to have to still pay them for 5 hours. You can't just ask them to leave after 3 hours because you've got no clients.
I think it's 5 hours a week.
5 hours a week minimum.
Yeah,
a
week.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's the minimum contract.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I don't know who's speaking, but thank you. Okay, oh gosh. Okay, so 5 hours a week. So what hours are you thinking of employing a guard?
So as I told you, 11 to 4 a.m. 11 to 4 a.m. every day, 5 hours. But as I told you, why I applied till 4 a.m. because of the other shops has this time open hours.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I'm sorry, Erkut, but I think we were discussing this. The reason why this is a sort of historic situation that would not be granted now. That somebody 20 years ago got a license until 4 o'clock in the morning. But that's not really that's not an argument for them to sort of give it to you. So. But I'm now concerned. So you said it's a minimum 5 hours a week, but you're now saying that you would employ them 11 till 4, but that's 5 hours a night. So, I mean, anyway, I don't know. I'm just wondering, I mean, this might be something to ask Donna. I don't know if that would be something that if we were considering granting the license, whether we would be allowed to kind of make that a condition that you did have a guard in the shop for those hours. But again, and then I just have one final question, and that is the cameras. You said you've got 12 cameras in your shop?
Yeah, exactly. The basement and the ground floor as well together.
And what sort of cameras are they? I mean, how do they operate? Are they just? Is it like you've got a screen with all the different angles of the cameras showing, or?
Exactly.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
It's over there.
Okay.
So you can see over there. Exactly. You can see the 12 cameras over there now.
I see. Okay. What percentage of alcohol would you say takes up your shop, Erkut?
Don't know. She's right, but I didn't know any percentage to put to the alcohol in my shop. I didn't know. So I can show you again. It's like one side of the wall. It's like exactly alcohol.
Right.
It's
what percentage of your sales is alcohol, would you say?
We sell lots of things with the organic product and the veg and fruit. So I can say 1 to 3, 3 to 1, 25-30%. I can tell you, or 40%.
Okay.
Not the 50 because of we sell lots of things.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Sorry, no more questions. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Alison. Councillor Parrott.
Hi, Aka. I was just concerned about, I was just thinking about I recognise you've had some staffing issues and had to retrain people and bring people in at a short notice because of, your situation with your wife needing medical help, etc. These extended hours, I was just wondering how you were planning on staffing them because, there's only you and your wife working in the shop, which is fabulous to see a family-run business. But that's a huge strain on you guys. And I'm just just curious about how you're going to manage that. It's also a big overhead as well, employing people at night, I would imagine.
Yeah, for the economic situation, as I told you, if I can extend my hours, so I can get the more money because of I can sell the lots of things. So I can put to the evening time myself here and the morning time another stuff. My wife's situation at the moment is different. So she can work at the moment, but she couldn't work like a few months.
I'm sorry to hear that.
She can work at the moment. We lost our baby, so this
I'm really
is
sorry.
our situation. So she is here at the moment. She can work,
Okay.
and the evening time I'm planning to be here evening time because I don't want to get the risk to anything. So this is my business, and every people knows me. So I would like to be open the shop night time, but daytime like the daily product selling style. Like my wife, she can come here and I can get another stuff. And the other two stuff, they already get the training before my visit to Turkey, like 2 or 3 months, 2 weeks ago, because we planning to get the new stuff, like a part-time stuff. Actually, they are still our stuff, and they come like 20 hours, 21 hours a week, not too much. We still cover this one. This is still all right for us. But evening time, I'm planning to work just me here.
Okay, thank you very much, and I'm really sorry to hear about your wife.
No, we're sorry about that. I don't want to add this one, but I try to explain the.
No, thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Do we have any questions from Sussex Police for Aircut?
Yes, please. Obviously, police focus on crime and disorder, so I've just got a couple of questions around that. Are you a member of the BCRP, the Business Crime Reduction Partnership?
To be honest, I don't. I think so.
Okay, no, that's fine. It's not a condition on your license. I just wondered if you had joined.
I can do if it's help to us, and I can try to if it's help to you as well. I can do, but I don't know, to be honest.
Okay, no, that's fine. I just wanted to know if you'd heard about it, as that's something that we often ask for as a condition, because they link premises together, have galleries of known offenders and things like that, so it can be a really good resource for off licenses. Just thinking around, I mean, you've mentioned about SIA provision. Do you suffer from much shoplifting at the moment? How do you kind of deter or prevent shoplifting that keeps your staff safe? How does that look?
We have it covered on the counter. We have another cover over there to keep every high volume alcohol behind to us. So this is covered to staff as well. And we worked with the company, the security company as well. So this is our protect us like this, staff and me and my wife, everyone's exactly like this, and the CCTV as well. So we have the emergency alarm system, which is like any emergency thing, when they can touch the two separate buttons, and the alarm is ringing quickly inside the shop, and then my phone and my wife's phone as well. So that's our security stuff at the moment.
So the security contract you have at the moment, if you press that panic button, do your security company come?
No, this is just belong to me. Security company, we have to call them, just a normal phone call. But I know the long hours, you have the I forgot the Telsis. I forgot the English word of the company.
Yeah, radio, like a radio.
Yeah, exactly, radio. I got the radio, which is I know if you give the allowed X number of hours, I apply to the radio. But after Donna told me we need a proper like a guard inside the shop, I tried to get the quiet from them, and they sent today. So that's the another thing.
Okay, so the radio is linked to the BCRP, so you would need to sort of probably learn a bit more about how the BCRP works and the radio, because I used
to work another of license like 10 years ago. I used to use this one. I remember, but I can learn.
Okay. So you would have the SIA provision probably from 10 or 11 o'clock. Would they be on the door so that they would be helping you control who was coming in? How would you sort of see it working?
If we get the guard security, they will be over there inside the shop next to the door. But otherwise, this door is open door, so we can't. Everyone can come inside. Just if we see that someone is drunk, look like drunk from the door. We just stop to them. We said, sorry, guys, we don't sell alcohol. We can't sell alcohol because you still get enough alcohol today for us. So we can't do this situation now. Sorry about that. We send to them. This is what we do every time like this, and we're going to continue like this.
Brilliant. Thank you. So it's great you said that the high value alcohol is behind glass, behind the behind the counter. The alcohol that's on display in the shop, do you suffer from much shoplifting? Do people take cans of alcohol, beers, things that would be popular for perhaps the street community? Do you get many shopliftings that you're aware of?
To be honest, I haven't remember anything about the shopliftings like alcohol style. Someone took the chocolate or like a jelly bone thing style before, I remember, but not the alcohol style things. We expect behind me or wine side, no one. Also, as I told you, maybe beginning of the conversation, we don't allow to sell over the 6% beer and the cider. We don't sell, but we don't sell cheap alcohol as well. When we bought this business, like 8 years ago, we start to sell like cheap alcohols from here. So the beginning, lots of people try to come to inside to check those ones. But after that, after a few years, no one came to check because they know we don't sell the cheap alcohol, just the regular things we do here.
Okay, great, thank you. And earlier you mentioned 24 Western Road and 36 Western Road. Do you know yourself when those licenses were granted?
I checked from the council licensing website. Yes, the left one, like a closed one, is till 3 a.m. The other one is 5 a.m., which is I saw over there. So yeah, they were both granted in 2005, so a long time ago. I know. Yeah. I didn't continue conversation about this one. Just I tried to explain why I applied. I know this is the old one and the new rules and CIZ. I can understand. Okay, but I just try to explain myself. I don't say no. You have to give to blah blah. Just I try to explain myself.
Great, thank you. No, I just wanted to double check that you were aware. No. I think that is all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Donna, do you have any questions for Erkut?
No, just to clarify, when I spoke to you on the phone, I didn't say you had to have an SIA door supervisor if the license was granted. We had a discussion about the premises. You were quite angry because we'd given a new license to a premises a few doors down from you. 24, which I pointed out was been there for a long time, and the last license that was granted was for a shop further down. However, that has to have all the alcohol behind a screen and has to have security. So yes, I did not sort of say you had to have security. I just said that you may need to think about, your application because of the area you're in. And yes, and as Claire stated, both the premises you've advised that are affecting your business were both granted in 2005. So, yes, just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Erkut, do you have a response or?
No, I'm all right. Yeah, I explained everything. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Can I also ask you a question? Can I just ask, would you accept a reduction in the proposed hours? So, for example, would you accept midnight or 1 o'clock instead?
Definitely, because as I told you, normally when we after Corona time, our business was really all right. I didn't try to extend my hours because I don't want. I'm not like get the more money. Why? As I told you, why I applied this application, because the economy is really good, really bad, and the business rates, the business rent, everything's high now. The electricity. So I try to get the more money inside my shop with the long hours, but I don't want to work till morning every time because I have married, blah blah, lots of things. 2 a.m., 1 a.m. Which one is available for you? Which one is reasonable for you? I'm still right. But yeah, that's what I can tell you. Thank you so much for a good question for me, because I tried to tell the end of the conversation.
So can I just confirm? So, for example, if we stated in the condition that you could only have it until midnight, you would accept that?
Midnight, 11 midnight is still less for me, and I'll try to apply one more time, maybe 1 or 2 a.m. definitely better. Not 3, 4, okay, but 1 hour, 12. You know, just it's not enough for me. Which is, I know around the shops, because I can walk to when I close my shop 11, so I walk to around here. I can see what time they can make the money and which of license is still open, blah blah. So 1 hour, thank you. I can say thank you, but it will not enough for me for like a 1 or 2. It's better, but midnight, I think so. It's not enough for me.
Thank you. Rebecca, do you have any questions?
Well, through you, Chair, I was just maybe that those reduced hours points should be put to the responsible authorities to see if they have a comment on that. And in terms of the policy, Erkut, I don't know whether you feel you've got any exceptional circumstances which put you, in a special place to depart from the policy. Do you feel you've got any exceptional circumstances to offer the panel for reasons why the policy shouldn't apply in your case?
No, I explained everything. So that's it for me.
Thank you.
And maybe
Rebecca.
Claire or Donna could comment on the points about the hours. I don't know.
All right, if I go first. So from a police perspective, obviously in my presentation, I said about the police crime stats, and we do see a peak most evenings between midnight and 1. So obviously then opening the shop to those hours or opening it into that peak crime time that we've seen for the last year. So I would suggest that any extension would be problematic.
Thank you. Donna, do you have any comment?
Only that the premise that the application is complete against policy, and it is in the CIZ, and I do not feel that exceptional circumstances would be just because the neighbours have alcohol. It would still be another premises in the area selling alcohol. Yes, and so no, sorry.
Thank you. I am aware that now we should be moving on to summaries, but before we do, would we like to have a break for 10 minutes, or should we just carry on with summaries? If everyone would like a break, could you just raise your hand? No? In that case, we'll move on with summaries. So Can I remind all parties at this point, you should not be introducing any new information that has not been already raised as part of your representation. Please try to be as succinct as possible. We will begin with a summary from the licensing officer. Thank you.
Thank you. So as you've heard, this is the new application for the Lord of Wine, 33 Western Road, Hove, and you have heard from all the parties present. Licensing guidance states that in determining the application with a view to promoting the licensing objectives in the overall interests of the local community, the licensing authority must give appropriate weight to the steps that are appropriate to promote the licensing objectives, the representations, including supporting information presented by all the parties, the guidance and its own statement of licensing policy. The question for the panel is, has the applicant demonstrated that their application will have no negative impact and or whether there are exceptional circumstances to justify departing from its special policy? If the applicant has demonstrated that it won't impact, then the panel should consider granting the application, and any conditions to meet licensing objectives and to control cumulative impact should be clear, precise and enforceable. If the panel believe the application will add to the existing cumulative impact and the applicant has failed to demonstrate how they would counteract that negative impact, then the panel should consider refusal. If the panel decides to refuse, it would need to demonstrate that granting would undermine licensing objectives and conditions would be ineffective in preventing problems. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Can we now have a summary from Sussex Police?
Thank you, Chair. I'll keep it brief, just a summary. So you've heard the police crime stats that the largest crime type in this area for the last year has been 30% violence against the person. Throughout the week and at the weekends, there's a high probability that this is tied to alcohol, especially as that peak is seen most evenings between midnight and 1. Obviously, looking at cumulative impact, more premises open for more hours equals more alcohol availability and more potential problems. So we would argue that the applicant has in no way shown how they won't add to cumulative impact just by the very nature of if there's more availability, then there will be more problems. I don't believe that the applicant has shown any exceptional circumstances. Hearing that other premises nearby have it, they haven't offered anything that police would consider exceptional based on what's been said, and we don't believe that really conditions could manage this the risk of alcohol being taken away from the premises in the early hours of the morning. So we would strongly ask that you would consider refusing this application in its entirety. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Can we now have the local authority summary?
Thank you, Chair. I do not believe the applicant has demonstrated that there are exceptional circumstances to justify departing from the policy. Obviously, there was previous breaches of the current licence when visited. So I still therefore invite the licence panel to refuse this application. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. And finally, can we have a summary from the applicant, Erkut?
I can't say anything because I explained everything. I'll try to keep the guard inside the shop if you can give the hours. That's the which is I can make the most thing, like a powerful thing for me. The security guard inside the shop and the CCTV here. I will be here, as I told you. And yeah, I don't tell anything about the other businesses. They have the license. I know they got the before, but if something happen, it can be happen now as well. So maybe it happened. The Claire, she told to explain everything, but which is I can make the powerful thing like a guard, security camera, and me. I will be here. That's it. Thank you so much again for everything.
Thank you, Erkut. And do we have any closing comments from our legal advisor, Rebecca?
No, I don't think I've got anything to add, unless you've got any questions of me about this.
I don't. Councillor Thompson or Councillor Parrott? No? Okay. In that case, the panel will now retire to make its decision. Please note, we will be accompanied by the legal advisor and the clerk to the panel, but they will take no part in the decision making. The decision will be sent in writing within 5 working days with appeal rights attached. Thank you all for attending.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Erkut.
Have a
Bye-bye.
lovely day. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Goodbye.